Okay, good day to you all. For this class, we're going to begin just for a few minutes sitting in a chair, preferably a chair like a dining room chair or a folding chair that has a very, not a real cushiony bottom to it, seat to it. So take a moment, get a chair and sit in your chair. And all you're going to do from here is get up out of your chair. And many times actually, observing how it feels. So you sit back down and you come up. Good, good, you guys. So many times watching how you do this, watching, good, how much effort it takes, watching the base of the skull, what goes on with the neck and the head. I would suggest going pretty slowly. For you at the moment, how much effort does it take to go from sitting to standing? What happens in the lower back and up to the base of the skull? You could also notice what happens in the breath. Just get a handle on what this feels like at the moment. Do you tighten the whole back all along the spine? What do you do? What do you do? How does the weight shift from sitting to the legs, to the feet? And maybe just once or twice more. And then when you're ready, good, let it go and come to rest on your back. Just take a rest. So move your chair away. We won't need it again until the very end of class. And then once you're on the floor, you can observe how the body lies on the ground this morning. What's it like? What's the ground like this morning? As you begin, where are the shoulders? Are they like all spread out and snugly into the ground? And you can just trace down the spine. Where is the spine comfortable? And where do you feel it's not really settled? Where do you feel that? Are there places where you may feel tension? I don't know, discomfort? And bend the knees. So we'll take the right ankle on the left thigh. And now make a cup with your left hand. That means thumb and fingers together. And place that underneath your right foot, like you could hold the instep or the heel. And that thumb and fingers together. Or maybe it's the ankle. Maybe you hold the ankle. And a few times, so under the foot, under, opposite hand, under the foot, left, there you go. And the right hand just resting on the ground. So let me go through this, just make sure, there you go. Ankle on thigh, left hand makes a little cup wherever you can to hold that foot. And then gently, gently, gently lift the foot a little bit off the thigh and set it back down. Just that. just the right foot with the left hand. So that means the left foot stays on the ground. Tiny is just fine. You're holding that foot from underneath. So the arm is going to help a little bit with the lifting. Does not need to be a big movement. Simply feel the movement. And as you lift the foot, it's going to move a little bit toward the ceiling, a little bit of opening in the back of the right knee. And then you come back, you rest. You rest the foot on the thigh. You have a cup, you rest the heel in, so the foot is in the palm of the opposite hand. It's going to matter lately, so turn the palm up to hold the heel. Palm up. There you go. Okay. So the foot is beginning to move in the direction of the ceiling. The aim is not to fully extend the leg. It's just to begin to play with this movement and see how it connects to the left shoulder blade. Check that out. See if it connects to the left side of the rib cage. Anything happen there? And just take it a couple more times. Perfectly willing to be lazy and slow about this movement. Left hand makes a little cup to let the right heel, ankle, instep settle into it. A few more times. And then take a rest. Take a rest. Slide everything down. Take a rest. As you rest, you're going to notice the contact of the body with the ground and the sense of weight. Does one side or some areas begin to feel more weighted into the floor? Let's bend the knees again, right ankle on the left thigh. Your left hand is making a cup under the arch, under the ankle, under the heel. You're going to cup the foot there. And now just a little bit, we're going to lift the foot just like before. A little bit toward the ceiling. And just tune into like the right knee. And so now you lift and you begin to let that knee sink toward the floor to the right. So let me say it this way. Lighten the foot off the left thigh and begin to let that right thigh sink to the right knee. Many times, you remembering that the coming back is as interesting as the going, maybe more interesting. So go slowly. That's it. Can you feel how the pressure shifts? Cross the pelvis, cross the back. The weight will begin to shift to the right hip. And you just allow that to happen. Don't make it happen. The weight of the leg will make that happen. And then you come back. So you lift the foot. You let the knees sink toward the floor to the right. You could let the head be part of that, roll to the right. And then you follow the pathway back. So we got a little rolling action beginning here, and it's coming from the sinking of the right thigh, the right knee to the right. And I would do that in increments so that you notice all along the way what's happening and you only do what is comfortable. Each time you come back, just rest there a second or maybe a little bit before you go again. See if you can have the thumb and fingers together, because if they're separated, you're going to want to clench, which is going to change the function of the elbow, the arm. So can you feel how this movement of the thigh is beginning to roll you a little bit to the right, and the pressure moves across the body? Take your time. It could be soft in the elbow. Just let the weight of the right leg do this for you. So you don't have to push with the left foot at all. So so that the heel is in the palm of the hand, not the back of the hand. There you go. Let's go a few more times. Can you feel what happens across the upper back? Thigh sinking and coming back. Just do what's comfortable. That's pretty good advice. Just do what's comfortable. What happens in the rib cage? Can you feel the rib cage? What do you feel? What's going on with the ribs? Okay, let it go. Take a rest. Slide everything down. So the quality of movement, the movement creates change, but the quality of the movement creates change. They kind of work together. So how are you lying on the ground? Where is the movement of the breath? What moves as you breathe? And we'll take the same side. Slowly bend the legs. Right foot on the left thigh. Cup thumb and fingers together underneath the heel. Left hand cups the right heel. Lift the leg a little bit off and sink the right thigh to the right. And you may find now you're going to need to slide that right arm out of the way so the pelvis can move, can roll, the head can roll. Go slowly, go slowly. What do you feel in your left shoulder blade? Go slowly. What goes on in the left shoulder blade? Take that a few more times. You can let the pelvis roll. You can let the head roll. And then now just notice the eyes. Where are they going? Same thing on the way back. Make it, don't go so far that it's hard to get back. Organize this rolling movement so it's very fluid, comfortable, and the eyes can just go right along with it. The right arm is just resting. So each time there's that lift of the foot and then the thigh sinks until the right thigh maybe is pretty comfortable on the floor. And then when that right thigh is comfortable, maybe touching the floor, you can begin to open a little bit behind the knee. So the foot moves away. Take your time. See what happens with that in your left shoulder. In your left shoulder blade. What does the head do? You're organizing all these parts into what I hope is a comfortable rolling and extending the leg comfortably. It's not even a big extension. You want to keep this movement soft as butter. Soft as butter. There you go. Where could you soften it? Somewhere in the sternum? What do you think? In the right left elbow? In the ribs? So everything is working to make this easier and easier. The shoulder blade. There you go. Good. Now, as you're working with this, and I would rest some. So notice, so the foot, as you sink to the right and the foot begins to move away. What gets in the way of that? Is that easy? Are there some restrictions? So check it out. What happens in the left shoulder? Is there a restriction in the spine? Or the knee? Where is the restriction? Is it in the neck? So that this just gets easier and softer. What could soften to let this foot extend away more easily? Should not take a great deal of tension in the elbow. I think that's going to get in the way of the movement. Soft left elbow. Good. Okay, let it go. Take a rest. Slide everything down. Check in. How is the right side lying on the ground? How is the left side lying on the ground? Check in with the right hip, the right side of the pelvis, the right gluteal muscles, into the right thigh, and check into the left. And let's take the left arm up to the ceiling, up to the light bulbs, with the elbows straight. So the elbow's going to stay straight. So the left arm is a little bit like a pole here. Elbow is straight. It's like you're balancing a pole. And begin to lengthen the left arm toward the ceiling. And then it settles back like you are planting that pole through the floor into the ground. So you lengthen and settle. So as you lengthen the arm, it will do something in your left shoulder. You feel in that left shoulder blade. Keep the elbows straight the whole time. Don't bend the elbow. It'll get a totally different thing. We want to really focus on this, what's happening in the left side of the shoulder blade, front of the chest, and the arm is just the vehicle to getting the shoulder to move and to settle. So you are lengthening and shortening and feeling the left shoulder blade. Do you feel the shoulder blade slide at all? Does it slide across the ribs a bit? Take your time. And you could now, if you want, play with like reach, drop, really, really quick and light. Drop, 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 drop. Tap the back of the shoulder against the ground. Keep the elbows straight. I would go so far as say lock the elbow. Lock the elbow. If you're not sure, turn your head, look at your elbow. Lock the elbow. That may be a new deal. So that you can really just tap. And then maybe one more time, reach that arm to the ceiling and settle the shoulder and relax the arm down. Rest that arm down. And then curl up on the right side. So we'll take the left palm on the ground straight out in front of you. You could take your right hand, right arm under your head. You could have a pillow, however is comfortable for you. But the left arm is straight out in front. And in a way, we're going to do the same movement, different relationship to gravity. So you're lying on your right side and you're going to slide that left arm straight out in front of you and slide it back. And here we'll keep the elbows straight so that you can feel the sliding. So the hand is on the ground, the palm is on the ground, and slide and back. Go slow, because when you go fast, you can do it, but you're not really feeling it. Feel that shoulder blade. That's it. Feel what the arm, the reaching of the arm, how does that relate to the shoulder blade? It's right now, we're just going straight out and dragging back. Straight out in front of you, not up yet, just out. Straight out, not to the head, just straight out from the shoulder and back. We're going to go all these directions, but first feel the straight out. There you go. Feel the shoulder blade. And what about the ribs? What do you feel in the rib cage? And you're all curled up there. Now just stay on that side, and we'll take the right leg a little bit in front here. So you can rest your right hand on your right thigh, and slide down there. So in other words, you're reaching, there you go. You're reaching on that low direction in the, I said right leg in front. I'm sure I meant left leg in front. So let me get right and left here. Oh, well, we could do it either way. Mainly, I just want you to feel the extension of the arm on the low diagonal. Just sliding down, dragging back. You try both legs. Either way, we're going on that low diagonal. Good. And then just try hand on the ground. Slide in the direction of the low diagonal. Feel the ribs. And then take the arm high up and slide the high diagonal. So the hand is still on the ground. You're just sliding out in a different direction. It doesn't lift. It's just sliding on the high diagonal in the direction of the head. Different use of the ribs. Can you feel it? Soft. How do the ribs move? Maybe you never felt your ribs move. It's possible. You're not twisting. You're just letting the hand rest on the floor and slide. So now go anywhere in between. So we have straight out, we have high diagonal in the direction of the head, we have low diagonal in the direction of the knees. Just go different places so you can feel what has to organize differently to let the arm extend. It's not in the arm. The ability of that arm to extend is very much connected to the whole body, to the back of the body. Do that movement for pleasure. How would you do that? How would you do this movement in a way that actually felt like good, felt good, was a kind of pleasure? And let that go, rest on the back again. Yeah, just roll onto your back, take a rest. We're going to come back play a little bit more with the foot on the thigh, but let's rest first. So you can feel what are you creating here? We'll come back. Knees are bent, right ankle on the left thigh. Take a hold of the foot. Lift it a little bit in the air and bring the right thigh to the floor and extend the lower leg. Lengthen it. And you lengthen it by letting the left shoulder move. Lengthening through the shoulder blade. Actually, you're going to feel things in the chest, in the back, along the spine. So suddenly it's not the arm lengthening, it's the arm connection. It's not the leg lengthening, it's all of this. Now, next time when the knee is easy on the ground, stay there. And from the back, from the shoulder, you don't need to know that, but you'll feel it. Just bend the right knee and extend it. So leaving that right thigh on the ground, bend and extend, keeping the leg relaxed, letting the shoulder blade move. Softening, maybe in the ribs, maybe in the chest. Good. It looks like the neck is beginning to soften. Easier movement in the head and neck. I'm seeing it. Okay, take a rest. And just let the floor support you. So if you think of it that way, if you think of the floor is supporting you, which side is more open to being supported? Did you and the movement, your awareness, your attention and the movement, did we create some change? Just take a little time to rest and then we'll do the other side. Check it out. Check out the shoulder blades, the ribs, all those places, all along the spine, all those places where we started, the pelvis. Just take that moment to connect to your body. But you know, that can become a habit. You could do that anytime, anywhere. And let's work with the other side, bend the knees. So now I think it is the right hand makes a cup and the left foot is resting on the right thigh, left ankle on the right thigh. Make that little cup, take underneath the foot, thumb and fingers together. Good. Can't take the foot, take the ankle. Maybe even a little bit up the calf, wherever you can take it, and start soft. Lift the foot, set it down. In that little movement, there's all kinds of information. What happens in the shoulder? Does anything in the lower back settle to the ground? There's a lot of information in that little bitty movement. How much work actually has to go on in the arm. And then actually you could also notice, are you okay with slowing down? Are you okay with softening? And the foot goes up a little bit in the direction of the ceiling. So we're almost ready here. We're almost ready to lift the foot, extend a little bit, and begin to let the left thigh sink to the left. So the right foot is on the ground. The right hand has the bottom. It's just making a little cup there. There you go. And the left thigh. Yeah. So that means, is the pelvis rolling? Make sure your right knee is bent. Your right foot is on the ground. There you go. It'll help. How does the chest turn? At what point? Do you feel weight go on to the left shoulder blade? Does anything happen there? What does the head do? So you can see this little movement, this weight of the thigh sinking toward the floor, rolls the pelvis, the chest, the head. You're rolling across the back here, across the back of the body. Already thinking, what could be softer? And would that make this feel better? What could you soften? Now remember this position because we'll come back to it. So it's left foot, right arm, and then let it go. Take a rest. I think there's a lot of pleasure in movement. I think there's a pleasure in breathing when you're not struggling for it. See if you have any sense of that. And let's come back. And I believe we're left ankle on the right thigh. Right hand makes a little cup, thumb and fingers together. You're lifting the leg a little bit in the direction of the ceiling and sinking the thigh. And wait for the weight of the leg to roll the body. Sink the thigh. And pay attention, make the coming back as smooth and easy as the going. Good, just what's comfortable for real, really, just what's comfortable. But you can feel that rolling, how the pressure moves from the center to one side. You may need to slide the quiet arm, the left arm, out of the way. You may even begin to roll onto it, depends on where it is. So get that arm out of the way, make it easy for the pelvis, the head, the eyes to turn. Rest whenever you like. And gradually, as the thigh begins to get to the ground, you start to open behind the left knee. Good, there you go. Feeling that into the right shoulder blade, the right side of the rib cage, the throat. You're rolling, you're opening the knee, and the whole thing is as soft as butter in August. Oh my God, it is August. There you go. Just keep it slow and smooth. And observe what prevents this leg from extending easily. What prevents that? What has to move to make it easier? Is it related to your shoulder blade, your right shoulder blade? Well, first thing you gotta do is feel, what is the right shoulder blade doing? If it's not moving at all, it's definitely preventing the leg and arm from doing this. So what has to move in the shoulder here? So it's opposite arm and foot, right? And you can notice maybe it's in the head and neck or anywhere in the spine. So what could soften to make it easier? And we'll let it go. Come back. Yeah, good. I think you are making connections here. Slide everything down, take a rest. What did you discover? What is not helping you? What is not moving to make this easier? What did you feel? Sometimes you feel things you've not felt before. Let's take the right arm to the light bulbs and a few times lengthen to the ceiling and settle the shoulder, plant the pole of the extended arm like it goes straight into the ground. The elbow stays straight. Yeah. And I see a few people trying one arm, trying the other, just observing what might be different. That's always a good thing to do. And then just go back to the right arm. Is the shoulder blade moving? You could reach and drop a few times, tap, make it quick and light, tap, 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 or see if you can, maybe not. Maybe that's something you don't quite know how to do yet. Play with it. Good, elbow straight, tap, 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 tap. How quick and light can that be? And then slowly again. Check out. What else is involved here? Maybe some of it doesn't need to be involved in the same way. Go ahead, roll on to the left side. Take the right hand on the ground, slide it and drag it back, elbows straight. So you're going straight out in front, drag back. Go slow. Allow the ribs to move. Good, the head, the neck. Now reach on the low diagonal in the direction of the knees. Just leave the hand on the ground, but reach low. Little different action, eh? How's it different? Reach high, reach in the direction of the head, the high diagonal. Still keeping the elbows straight. How's the breath? So does the shoulder blade act differently when you reach high from when you reach low? Try it. Try it a few times. Anywhere in between. I would check out the feeling in the shoulder blade and in the ribs. So the hand is really just comfortable sliding on the ground. Okay, let's let that go. Roll onto the back. Bringing the left foot on the thigh and the right hand, holding the foot. The left thigh sinking to the left, and maybe stay there now and just bend and extend the knee, letting your right arm lengthen from the back of the body. No hurry. So the leg, just what's relaxed and easy for the leg, so you can focus not on the leg, but the movement of the shoulder blade and the ribs. That other arm sliding out of the way. You may find you're starting to roll onto it if it's high enough up there. Good, good. Yeah, good. Nice softening in the chest. And as soon as you're ready, you choose to come back, you take a rest. Take a nice long rest. We're going to come back to the chair in a moment. And now just taking your time, keeping things soft, roll to your side, find your way up, and find your way back to your chair. And let's sit a little more toward the front edge of the chair and rest the hands on the thighs. And now just let your hands slide down your legs like they're sliding down in the direction of your feet. Just let them, just like we did, really, just slide down and slide back up a bunch of times. And there's really no need to hold work. There's nothing for the eyes to do. Let the head go. Feel internally. Good. Many times. Good. You may notice there's a shift of weight. Yeah. Something happens in the pelvis, the sitting bones. Feel the shift of weight, how it actually starts to shift you onto your feet. Are you feeling that? Start to shift the weight into the feet. And then without tensing the back of the neck, the base of the skull, let the weight shift, let the pelvis lift a little bit off the chair and come to stand. Soft in the back of the neck. And reverse it on the way down. Sitting back, slide and settle back. And take that. See if that is more effort or less effort in terms of the ease of getting in and out of a chair. It's, we're doing some things that relate to everyday functioning and better organization of movement to make it easier, to make the whole thing easier. Think about where you were, and I think all of you did a real nice job of standing to start with, but just check it out. Can you begin to feel the movement of the pelvis, the weight into the feet? Okay. Good. All right. And Next time you sit back into your chair, stay there for a little bit. We're going to end our class. So take a little rest in the chair. And so today, when you are getting out of a chair, which you probably will sometime today, just observe, how do you do it? How do you do that simple everyday thing? And thanks for coming. When you're ready, you'll get up and go on with your day. Thank you. Bye.